So today I wanted to talk to you about OCD fails, and when you have a moment where you give in to OCD, it doesn't mean that you're failing in your recovery overall. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time helping people, and I've recovered myself, as you know, so I can tell you that there hasn't been one person that just went from having OCD to straight up recovery and then fully recovered. It's person goes up, they're doing mostly good, then they have a setback. Then they're doing mostly good again, then they're having a setback, and so on and so forth until they get to the top. So it's not a straight line, you know? It goes up and down, but you have to make sure that it's mostly up. And if it is mostly up and you're having a setback here and there, don't beat yourself up for it. This is normal. This is normal process of recovery. The reason why it's happening is because basically you're human and you're trying to control your mind to the best of your ability, but you're not a robot. So you're not going to be able to react correctly every single time. You might have a good average of almost every single time, but it's hard to react right when you're, stressed. You have a life, outside of getting over OCD. You have things that you need to take care of. People are constantly interrupting you, right? With all of that, it's hard to stay on the path. But as long as you're staying on it most of the time and doing most of the time the correct response, which is no response, you're going to recover. You're in a race against yourself. There's nobody in this race but you. So if you are going, even if you stop for a second, you're still moving forward, right? And you're still moving much faster than anybody who's not doing anything at all about their recovery, right? Because they're not going anywhere. So you are still progressing. Even if you have a setback, you are still progressing. And it's important to remember it in those days where you feel bad and you feel like, I'm just not doing well, I'm never going to recover, because those days will happen, but it's not what it seems. You will recover. You are just really just having a bad day. So it's important to recognize that it's not the end of the world. And because you're having a bad day doesn't mean all the time it's going to be bad like this. Yes, right now you're having a bad day, tomorrow you're going to have a better day. But to have a better day, you need to pull yourself together and say, whatever this obsession is that you're dealing with right now, no more. I'm done with this. I've been obsessing about this for a while now. I'm done. Because the more you allow yourself to keep it going and try to solve it over and over and over again, because of the fear of what if I don't solve it and what if it becomes something important, right? The more you allow yourself to go down that road, the stronger the thought will be, So when you're having that moment of temporary failure, right? Pulling yourself out of it, saying, okay, I can't do this anymore, I'm done. Rather than allowing it to go on and on. I would say that as a general rule, if you're having a bad day or even 2 bad days, that's not a problem. If you're having weeks that are bad, you need to re-examine what you're doing. And that doesn't mean you're sliding all the way back. It just means that you're not really progressing that much, If you're doing, say, a week that's, good and then a few days that's bad, that's okay. But if your good days and bad days are pretty much, they equal, then it's not a good thing, because that just means that you're confusing your mind further. You want to make sure most of the time you're sending the correct signals. This is just something I wanted to mention because I know people feel down, and I know some days it's really, really difficult to go on with recovery and, continue to fight this. But I'm telling you, it's going to get better. And my recovery was like that as well. It wasn't perfect. It was, some days were bad, some days were good, but more and more, the more you progress, the more easier it becomes to dismiss the thoughts. In the beginning, it's the most difficult time. And this is the thing that, is very unfortunate about OCD recovery, is that you're expected to be your strongest in the beginning when you are at your weakest, because you need to resist the thoughts in the beginning when you've been paying attention to them for so long. But as you continue to refuse the thoughts, it gets easier and easier. So in the beginning, you have to really pull yourself together as much as you can and devote all of your attention to recovery and to refusing the thoughts, no matter what they are, no matter how real they feel. If they're sending you images, if you have what if thoughts, worst possible case scenario feels so, so, so real. All of this is OCD, always bringing yourself back. This is my regular theme. I've had these thoughts for a long time. Nothing ever materialized. I'm done with this. And the more you do this, the better you will feel. And the easier it will be to dismiss the thoughts. But in the beginning, it's hard. So you really have to focus on it. And I promise you, if you do this, you will recover. I recovered. My clients recover. You will recover. But you have to do the work. To the best of your ability, you have to do the work. So I hope this video helps you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Visit youhaveocd.com for more information. And I'll see you in the next show.